Greetings everyone, this is Hip Rock here, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be starting a new series. Expect it once a week, hopefully, I don't know. I might do it, I might not. We'll see what happens. I don't want to make any promises. Um, and this series is going to be called Quotables, and in this series I will be discussing rap lyrics or song lyrics. As long as the lyrics are clever or interesting, I'll be sharing those lyrics with you guys. I just want to say, spoiler alert, if you're watching this, make sure that if you don't want me to spoil any experience of you getting to know the lyrics to a song or anything by an artist or by Killah Priest, please don't watch this video. I don't want to spoil the experience for you. So if you haven't listened to Killah Priest stuff, don't watch this video. Go listen to his albums, or go listen to the track that I'll put in the description, and then listen to this video, and then watch this video. Listen. Okay, so yeah, spoiler alert. Now, reading lyrics is different from actually rapping. The thing is, when you read lyrics, it doesn't sound as good. When you actually rap, it sounds better. I can't rap the lyrics because I'm not a rapper, but I'm gonna read the lyrics. So if you're not interested in hearing me just read lyrics, then don't watch this video either. Okay, I want to say that everyone is rating albums online. Everyone's a critic, but how many people are actually getting into lyrics? If you want the culture of hip-hop to survive, I feel we should have more conversations about lyrics. I feel we need to make lyricism matter again. Kind of like how students are forced to learn about Shakespeare in school. It might be boring. I remember for me, at first it was boring. I didn't enjoy English literature. I can appreciate it now, but at the time, I found it to be boring. But they force you, and then you learn to appreciate it. And the same thing I feel with hip hop needs to be done. Most of the time, people just think of hip hop. They think of, we degrade women, we wear jewelry, fancy cars. They don't think of the actual craft and the penmanship that goes into writing rap lyrics. And Killah Priest is one of those rappers. I don't think anybody knows of him that well. He's not mainstream. He's an underground rapper. I feel he needs more attention, and that's why I'm making this video. And I would encourage everyone else to share these videos and to like as well, so that the YouTube algorithm can pick these up and promote my videos. In fact, do that with all my videos, not just this one. I don't say it often because I don't want to annoy anyone, but for the sake of this video and the sake of promoting lyricism, I want to say, please share these videos, like, subscribe. I'm not going to say it that often, but I just felt like saying it right now. Let's continue. Okay, so who is Killah Priest? Killah Priest was a member of the group called Sons of Man. They're an affiliate of the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan, famous rap hip-hop group. If you don't know them, check them out. If you don't know Sons of Man, some people may not like Sons of Man. They were into more, spiritual, religious subject matter. I'm not sure. I personally like it. Some people may not. Okay, so let's see here. Alright, I would describe Killah Priest's lyrical style as being spiritual or esoteric. He uses a lot of Christian religious metaphors. 5% Nation teachings. Wu-Tang, they did the same. They do the same thing. They use 5% Nation teachings in their lyrics. And Hebrew Israelite stories. That's what Killah Priest does. I actually met Killah Priest. He came. I saw one of his shows. He was very cool. I'll add a photo from that meeting or when I met Killah Priest at the end of this video. If Priest is watching this, I just want to say salute to you, Killah Priest. You know, you're a great lyricist. I hope you never stop making music. And I actually lost the offering CD that you signed for me. Hopefully I'll get to see you again and get it signed all over again. But yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say. It was an honor to meet you, and I just want to continue with the video. Let's continue on. Okay. And please, not horse. The Four Horsemen. Please, for the love of hip hop, get that super group back together. The Four Horsemen. That's Corrupt, Cannabis, Rascass, and you. Get the Four Horsemen back together. We need the Four Horsemen, the greatest supergroup in hip hop by far. I know some people might think Slaughterhouse or I don't know which other supergroup in hip hop, but for me, I feel the Four Horsemen are the most lyrical. It doesn't get better than that. All they need is better beats. I wish people would just give them free beats to get on and just rap, you know. But anyhow, I'm making this longer than it needs to be. It's just I'm a true fan of the lyrics and lyricism, you know, and it irks me. I did support. I actually bought the Horseman album when it came out. What was it called? The Last Ride, I think it was called. I supported that project, but you know, for it to be the last, I just feel like we need more. We need the Four Horsemen. Okay. All right. Let's get into the lyrics now. My favorite lyrics by Killah Priest. I will be talking about 18 odd quotables. So please get your snacks, get your drinks, whatever you want. Sit back and enjoy this video. Let's get into it. So for the first quote, Killah Priest says, I lay in the cut like peroxide. That's pretty dope, you know? He's saying he's relaxing, and the way he's relaxing is like peroxide in a cut that you have. Man, peroxide is like a disinfectant, I guess. I don't know. That's what I assume. And I think that's pretty clever, you know? Let's continue on. Once it's time to head back, use your food for thought and leave bread tracks. Hansel and Gretel, I think, was the story he's alluding to there. And, you know, they use breadcrumbs to find their way back home. And I just feel that's pretty clever. He says, use your food for thought and leave bread tracks. Interesting. Let's continue. Here I am walking on the sand, talking to a man in a language that neither he or I understands. Great imagery here. He's painting a picture here. He's saying, you know, he's saying that he's talking to a guy somehow, almost like Professor Xavier, almost telepathically, I guess. And somehow he's communicating with this guy in a language both him and the other guy don't understand. And somehow they're able to still communicate. That's quite deep when you think about it. Which reminds me of another quote I like by him where he says, I say things to make the pictures in the paintings move. So after this, ink this jewel, you know. And when the first time I heard him say that on What Profits This Man? Oh, what Profits This Man? Not What Profits This Man. The first time I heard him say that, I was like, wow, that's deep, you know? Like you say things that make paintings start moving in awe of what you're saying. It's quite interesting. So yes, let's continue. Uh they receive Allah's rewards. We need to read more. Priests, I wrapped with razor blades on the side of each jaw. Interesting rap, that's pretty cool. Let's continue. Plus I drop math, then I blast like a stealth. The bars you spit I use for chin-ups. Anyone knows chin-ups in the gym? You pull yourself like this upwards. He's saying that your bars are so weak. I do chin-ups in the gym, with your bars. They're nothing to Killah Priest. Let's continue. I learned to handle bars on the mic before I handle bars on the bike. I hold it tight. That's dope. Killah Priest is saying there that he learned how to rap before he knew how to ride a bike. So maybe when he was a little kid, he could rap before he knew how to ride a bike. So that's pretty clever. Let's continue. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Okay. Yes. So he says, Killah Priest says, y'all started, but I'ma finish it. Lyrical. I'm censoring it. Priesthood. Guns like Clint Eastwood. Anyone knows who Clint Eastwood is? I think he was in some westerns or something like that. And some other movies. He's pretty famous, pretty well known. But that was pretty clever, Clint Eastwood. Yeah, that was clever of Killah Priest to say that. Let's continue. To black clouds and dark spells that I bring on. I'm having constant dreams that I'm Constantine. Wake up, guided by angels with armored wings. It's priesthood. He paints a picture there. Black clouds, dark spells that I bring on. So he's saying he's casting spells. His clouds are forming while he's casting spells. I'm having constant dreams that I'm Constantine. Anyone knows who Constantine is? He's the guy from the comic books. He fights demons, and yeah, go. You can Google Constantine if you don't know who Constantine is. Yeah. So yeah, wake up, guided by angels with armored wings. Not just ordinary angels. Angels with armored wings. They have armor on their wings. The way he just paints pictures is amazing. Let's continue. I know you're scared now. Nigga, I see the sweat. Razor sharp teeth. Come close like Gillette. That's clever. Sweat, he rhymes that with Gillette. Gillette shaves. That's pretty clever to use that. He's saying his teeth are like a Gillette shaver. Let's continue. Exotic foods catching shrimp. No more menace failure. The Offerings the movie. My other albums were just trailers. So he's saying the albums he put out before The Offering were just trailers. The Offering is a movie. So if you don't know what The Offering is, it's one of his albums. It's called The Offering. It's pretty cool. One of my favorite albums. I had it. He signed it for me. I lost it. But go check out The Offering. I feel, for me, in my opinion, The Offering is his best. And Nas is actually on that album, if I'm correct. I think also Immortal Technique and Hellraiser. But check out The Offering. It's one of my favorite Killah Priest albums. Go check it out. Okay. So where was I? Yes. It seems like a giant hologram of the president's head above my projects, or the night crawling down like a panther from a tree where the fog sets. I like how he paints another picture here. He's talking about something like you would see in 1984 or something like that. Anyone knows 1984? It's a novel, a classic novel, where we talk about how people are being monitored by the government, the state. So He's saying there's a hologram of the president's head over the ghetto where black people are suffering, you know. I like how he paints that picture, almost a dystopian kind of picture he paints there. You know what dystopian is? It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. But dystopian, you know, kind of like society broken down, I would say, you know. Not apocalyptic, maybe apocalyptic, you could say, I guess, I don't know. But the end of society, you know. But the difference is they're people, you know, dystopian. Okay. All right. Maybe someone can break it down. If anyone knows how to break down what dystopian means, you can Google it. You can Google it. But yeah, I've read the book. Read the book 1984 and you'll know what I mean by that. Okay, I don't want to sit here breaking things down because I know what I'm saying. Okay, trust me. All right, where was I? Yes. Okay. Or the night crawling down like a panther. Like panthers are black. The night is black. The sky is black at night. The night crawls down from a tree like a panther. Come on, man. The way he's using metaphors there. I mean, how many rappers really rap like this? If most rappers were rapping like this, I think people would have an appreciation for hip hop. But because we're talking about jewelry and girls and alcohol all day and drugs, no one cares. Let's continue. Okay, then he says, metaphor cannabis. Now I can admit that when we battled, we was throwing planets. That's also dope. You know, instead of throwing fists, he's throwing whole planets at someone. That's pretty cool. He's saying like I say, he's a lyrical titan. He's a lyrical giant. He's like Galactus. You know, anyone who knows who Galactus is, you know, from Marvel, you know. Hey, okay, let's continue. So, it's supposed to be US, not the whole USA. You gon' regret this day. It's betrayal. I just like how he said that, you know. Instead of, it's supposed to be us, not USA. You know, the way he says it's supposed to be about you and me. He's talking about a woman and him. He's saying it's supposed to be about you and me, not about, you know, you and me and the whole of the USA. I like how he said that, so it's pretty cool. Let's continue. Time and admiration, stress and aggravation. I don't do yoga, but I can stretch your imagination. Dope. Dope. Dope metaphor. You know, anyone who knows yoga, you stretch your limbs, you know, you stretch your, you know, you move your body in a certain way. And to say that, you know, he doesn't do yoga, but he can stretch your imagination just with his rhymes, that's pretty clever. Okay, let's continue. Who wanted to battle? I ate money, knew he was a clown cause he tastes funny. You know, that's a funny little bar there. Let's continue, or rap, I should say, not bar. Let's continue. Psychology of the priest, deep as the philosophy of the Greeks. Of course, priest is as deep as the philosophy of the Greeks. You know, he's in his own lane. You know, let's continue. Gun in your hand, catch him in front of the unemployment. Through the newsstand, bullets made a clear voyage. I like how he paints this picture of bullets coming out of a gun and saying it's like a ship making a voyage, you know. I like how he paints that picture of bullets just making a clear voyage, like a ship traveling in the ocean or across an ocean, you know, with the wind and everything, man. I think that's beautiful. Let's continue, man. Priest the comment, leave a comment. I'm all hero like the Hall of Justice. If anyone knows, I believe all hero, the Hall of, No, this, yeah. But anyhow, that was a clever line. If anyone knows what the Hall of Justice is, um, I was thinking the Justice League. My bad. The Hall of Justice. I don't know if that's in America. Let me know what that one means. But I just saved that. I just thought it just sounded cool to me. That's why I kept it. You know. So those are 18 quotables for today. I think that's long enough. Those are my favorite quotables. He has more lyrics, but I couldn't get them all. These are just some lyrics I put together that I liked. Of course, I have to re-listen to his stuff, and maybe I'll get even more lyrics. But these are just some of the lyrics that I really enjoyed by him. Um, of course, he has more metaphors. I was just trying to get the ones that really stand out to me. He has more metaphors, more storytelling. I think he's into also storytelling. If you're into storytelling, then you will enjoy Killah Priest. He's always he battles the devil in his songs. He battles dragons in his songs. He's towing guns. He's having spiritual experiences. He's a mobster activating his chakras, and um, he's just doing all kinds of interesting things in his raps. So if you want to learn more about Killah Priest and you're into these kind of things, spiritual, esoteric raps, check him out. I think there's a track on Heavy Mental too where he does a conscious stream of raps where I don't know how to describe it. He just uses these metaphors and it's just a constant stream. He flows. He doesn't stop. I don't know. It's just ideas, many ideas, continuously flowing. Okay. I wish I could say it better. Let's continue. All right. So, let me know your favorite lyrics by Killah Priest if you're a fan of Killah Priest. If I missed any, please comment below your favorite Killah Priest lyrics that I missed. And let me know, where do you place Killah Priest as a rapper in your top 10 or top 100 if you're gonna do that. I don't know, no disrespect to him, but I think he should be in everyone's top 10 for how good he is. But maybe some people don't put him in top 10. Okay. Please click the link in the description to hear Killah Priest's song titled Priesthood. I feel that's one of his best. The things he said, I didn't even quote from I didn't even take many quotes from that song, but listen to that one. I think it's one of his best tracks. And it's easier to understand. His later albums, his newest one's a bit more difficult for me to understand what he's saying, but Priesthood is more easier to understand, I feel, and it's lyrically brilliant in my opinion. I think it's one of his best. So yeah, let me know if the link in the description doesn't work. And I think that's it for today. I'm done. So there you have it. Quotables, Killah Priest. Check out his music. Check out the link in the description to the song Priesthood. I'm glad you joined me for this first episode. I'll be doing more where I talk about my favorite lyrics from rappers. Let's just keep it going. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with me. Let's have some fun in the comment section. Let's promote lyricism. I've talked long enough. You know what it is. You know how I do. Peace and love. I'm out of here. Salute.